We have had a doozy of a day.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
Welcome to the Horror Basement and Beyond. I'm one of your hosts, Johnny. We got Jim Jam with us. Special guest host, Craig. Craig is back.
Hello! It's me. It's all true.
Craig is back.
And he's in the closet. Once again.
The creepy closet.
The creepy closet. All right, so today we got a movie. We're going to do Christmas in July because the Hallmark Channel told us that we can do that kind of stuff, right? Isn't that what it is? Hallmark?
Hallmark, Lifetime, one of them two.
Yeah. So we got Mother Krampus, and I found out the movie's actually 12 Deaths of Christmas.
So it has two different titles.
And it was renamed to be Brought to America. And it's from 2017. We got some news. We got some food talk.
What?
Was that Craig?
I apologize. Continue.
Oh, no.
I still got a turn.
No, you're fine, man. You're fine. So let's just move into it. We'll just get with it. A Quiet Place 2, Part 2, is on digital July 13th on 4K Ultra HD Combo Pack, Blu-ray and DVD July 27th. You can find this article on tnhorror.com. I'm not sure. Have you seen Quiet Place 2, Craig?
I still haven't seen it.
Here's a hack for you. Download Paramount Plus, get a free week, and you can watch both of them for free. And then you just delete and you just cancel your plan, and you ain't got to worry about buying it. Or, you know what I'm saying? I did the $10 version because I don't know if they show commercials, but it's like the $5 version was like limited commercials. So I was like, well, I'm not going to keep this. I just want to watch A Quiet Place 2 because my brother had never seen any of them. And that's what we did this week. We watched both of them.
Did it hold up? Did you like Part 2 as well as the first? Or?
No, absolutely not. There's no way. I mean,
that's kind of
yeah.
over with after the first one.
I mean, it was just kind of stupid because, and this isn't against anybody being deaf, but the deaf girl runs away, and I'm just like, you can't make noise. How do you know if you're making noise? Like, and I don't know because I've never been around anybody that's been deaf, you know, or that is, and so I don't know if they can tell that they make noise. I don't know. Because she ran off on her own, and then she ended up it seemed like 30 miles away somehow. I don't know, man. It just...
Did Krasinski still direct this one?
Yeah.
It was still his baby? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Because he was in it. He, as the past... You know what I'm saying?
It's like a little flashback type of deal.
Yeah, something to do with that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he was in the baseball scene or something, wasn't he?
Yeah, something. And it's not a bad movie,
Yeah, it's worth watching, I think.
Yeah, it's worth watching. It's just, there's too many plot holes.
Especially if you go by Johnny's hack.
Yeah, I mean, to watch it for free, why not,
Did you guys both watch it at home?
Yeah, we didn't go to the theaters on that one.
Yeah, I watched it at home. It's just, I'm still a little... I'm going to go see Black Widow Tuesday in theaters. But when I bought my ticket, I was the only one that had bought a ticket.
That's good. Everybody probably watched it on...
And plus, it's going to be at noon. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm off this week. I'm on vacation this week.
Oh, nice.
So it's like, well, I'm going to go visit with my grandmother for, a few hours before, and then just hit the movie theater and hopefully get out of Murfreesboro before 3:30 or 3 o'clock. You know what I mean? Like,
you're a big Marvel guy, right? Like you're a big.
Oh yeah. Well,
guy.
I just finished my.
That's what I noticed that. What is the new ink? What is that?
That's Hulk.
That's the Hulk.
I can't. The microphone's blocking it. That's why I'm.
Oh.
Noise. Nice.
Hold on. I got you.
But yeah, so
very cool. Oh yeah, and he's like straight up MCU style. That's cool. I like it.
Yeah, he's got a whole sleeve. He's got, which I don't know if you saw it. He's got Thanos right here, and Captain America.
Yeah,
and then that's Captain Hydra. I just wanted the Hydra symbol just because some bad guys.
I think I remember you getting the Hydra tattoo back in the day, like when we were at one of the conventions that I bumped into you guys at. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, so I will go see Marvel movies in theater. Like that's going to be just because I think it's such a what's the word? A showcase. You know what I mean? It's just a big action thriller. Like it's just like it's better in theaters.
I believe any movie like that is a must see in theaters. Really,
because it's like an amusement park ride.
You know? Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Exactly. Yeah.
So I mean, it's just being there, and hopefully, I'm hoping I will be by myself because that would be awesome. Or even if there's one other person and they're reclining seats, I'll just be over there like.
Craig, I know you watched the new, was it Kong versus Godzilla? You watched it at home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that at home. Yeah.
Do you ever wish you would have saw it in theater?
I think if a movie was going to give me those kind of like feelings, like, oh, I should have gone to the theater, that would have been one to do that to me because I'm a huge Kong fan. But to be honest, it didn't really bother me that much. I'm kind of over movie theaters, to be honest. I know it's kind of like blasphemous for people that love movies to say that, but I have no desire to go back to movie theaters, and I'm going to ride the wave as long as we can of getting to see movies at the same time at home and stuff like that. That's just how I feel about it.
I guess if you want to get back to kind of a feel of it, and you could always just buy you a projector, a big old screen, and a good sound bar.
Well, that's what my buddy Jeff, and he's also on Half-Ass Horrorcast. That's what he did a while back. I mean, it's pretty sweet. I mean, I dropped out. Can you guys see me and stuff?
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, he's got a setup like that, and it's pretty great. I mean, we watched Friday the 13th Part 4 not that long ago, that way, and it was super cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and with you living in Nashville, I think it's a big difference on movie theater experience.
Maybe. I mean, like on our podcast, we gripe a lot about movie theater etiquette, and but I think a lot of it is just me getting old, and a lot of things annoy me that when I was 20 years old I didn't even think about, and now that I'm in my 40s, it's like I have the anxiety because I'm the type of person. I know I seem like. Well, I am. I'm a very geeky, nerdy guy, but like I'm confrontational, unfortunately. So like when people annoy me, I'll say something and I'll get in their faces and everything, and I embarrass everyone I'm with. You know what I mean? It always works. Oh, yeah. I mean, people are always like, "Oh God, I'm sorry," and it shuts people up. But like, I think I've told you guys before. I used to be a prison guard. You know what I mean? So I have, you know what I mean? Like I just have that knack or whatever. And but like. I hate doing it now. Like the older I get, the more I hate having to do that. And it's like the anxiety of building up to it. And then even after you've done it, it's like you feel weird that you've had this confrontation, and the people you're with are like, oh God, Craig just like bit this dude's head off, and now we're sitting here all awkwardly, and know. So I think it's more just me getting older, because I can't stand people on their phones. I can't stand people talking in a normal conversational tone. It's just.
I guess I've just never either experienced it or I block it out somehow in a theater. But when I go, I always go matinees. I try to go as early as I can. I never see a movie at night. I will never watch a movie at 7 because it's just too crowded. There's too many fucking people there, and there's always going to be kids there. You know what I'm saying? Just
especially
to ruin movie. It's just somebody's going to be there to ruin it, and I just will not watch a movie at nighttime unless we go to the Full Moon Cineplex, which everybody's there for one reason. You know what I'm saying? Like you're there, and a lot of people, and you're there to see a certain movie, and it's usually because we're promoting a movie or something. But whatever.
Well, and I'll say, I mean, I've had pretty good success with Marvel movies and genre movies like that with good crowds on an opening night and everything. It's just horror movies I think are different. It's not at a Full Moon capacity or whatever. That's a lot different because you're with fans. But
yeah,
a general audience at a horror movie, I think the impulse for a lot of people is to laugh and to act like they're not scared.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like a big thing with people, and that ruins the atmosphere for me because I want to be scared. I actively am like putting my guard down to be scared. So like when I hear a dude that's all like, ha ha ha. It's not scary. Like just saying that out loud, it's like, can't you just like can you just let the magic happen and like allow yourself to be scared? Like, who are you trying to prove anything to, you know? But I don't know. But I agree, like full moon, that's a great place to catch a movie and not really have to worry about that because everybody's in the same boat, you know,
Yeah, like I
enjoying
said,
it.
everyone's a fan and wants to see that movie on the big screen because a lot of the movies, a lot of us wouldn't have the opportunity to see it on as big of a screen as they have.
Well,
But yeah,
I just wanted to say real quick too, like I had a really bad incident at Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's where I really laid into somebody, and it worked. And I thought I was a big hero because I did it pretty close to the beginning of the movie because these people were just talking right behind us, totally normal conversation, just like, oh yeah, Brad Pitt looks great, like that type of thing. And I was like,
No.
you guys gotta, you know what I mean? Like we're in a movie, you gotta shut up. And anyway, my girlfriend was really embarrassed, like because I
Yeah.
walked out thinking this was amazing. I shut that guy up. It was great. And she was just like, you gotta turn this off. You gotta stop doing this because it was just too much. I sat there the whole time scared the guy was going to say something or, you know. So after that, I kind of accepted every movie's going to be terrible. Like I just walked in accepting that it was going to be horrible. And that kind of worked for me. Yeah, like, but then obviously not long after that, all the pandemic stuff started. So, you know, I had to test the theory again, I guess, sometime.
So you got like, would you say you got PTSDs from people screwing up your experiences at movies?
I mean, so much so that I think I've come full circle and like I had adjusted to the idea that it would just be horrible and not to worry about it. But I mean, at that point, it's like that's like really sad to think that.
Yeah, well, there's no way I'd go to a theater if I'm going to feel that way.
Yeah, I mean, so
And now, but like you said, now though you got the out of they're just going to release it to home video, and if you're willing to spend $20-$30.
I tell you can also they sell the Roku projectors now. It's got the damn
really?
Roku built into it, so
yeah.
The problem is that Roku fails.
then you just hook up.
Fucked.
Then you buy a Roku to hook up to the projector.
That's like my TV. It's a Roku TV. It's got a Roku built into it, and then some of the streaming services were fucking up, so I had to use the Amazon freaking Fire Stick. It's like I'm not want to buy a Roku for my Roku TV to work. And it was like a year in, and I
should have bought a Hisense TV.
Well, I've had a Hisense for 8 years that works, but it's the smart TV aspect don't work on it.
Yeah, well, there you should have known then. You should have got TCL.
Do you guys still buy physical media? Do you still buy Blu-rays and stuff like that sometimes, or are you straight up streaming now?
No, I buy. Yeah, we'll go to Walmart and we'll buy some of the, the bin movies, the cheaper ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, lately we've been having Lionsgate and Warner Brothers actually sending us movies for review.
The only way that I will buy physical media is if it has a digital version on it.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, if the digital thing just happens to collapse in the future somehow, because, nothing lasts forever. I don't know how long Vudu will be around. But I will still have the physical disc to where I can watch it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, I don't buy the DVDs that don't have digital on anymore because I've realized that I won't put them motherfuckers into play them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I have a lot of friends that have said that. Yeah.
And I've got a lot of them, like a lot of the 80s movies that I really, really loved. And it's just like, but I don't want to buy them on digital because I'm like, man, that's fucking $9 for this, 40-year-old movie. But then it's like, well, they got to store it on a, what's it called? I can't even think of the word. Server. And I guess, they got upkeep. But I guess I can see why it's $9. But
I was just going to say, like, I like supporting indie movies and stuff like that too, or like smaller movies.
I will buy them. Now I will buy them. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
mind that.
Especially at a convention. I like to go up.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Buy it from them. Because you don't see a lot of people walking up to them. It's not that you don't feel bad, but you want to help support them though, because they put a lot. Obviously put a lot of their money and time into making that. So
yeah, I need to bring you that poster over from Chuck's movie.
Yeah. I was going to say something else. And then anytime I usually get one of those movies with a digital code, I'll take a picture and just send it to Johnny. And
yeah, because we have I have a Movies Anywhere account, and I just share it with friends, or like me, Jimmy, and Yeti have all the passwords or password for it, and it's just like, well, you can just watch. Because it's not like you can buy stuff on the app. You can log in online and buy stuff, but on that
Well,
app,
you got-
it's just
Yeah, you guys kind of review movies and stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have a pretty legit excuse to do that. I mean, to share it within your group and
Yeah.
people kind of in that circle. So
yeah. No,
Makes
that all
sense.
started with Critters, the latest 2019 whatever.
Oh, yeah,
Critters
yeah.
Attack.
Yeah, the one with the white one.
I still want one of them.
What, a critter?
Yeah,
One day we're gonna do the critter versus.
I still need a
gremlin.
real one though. Still gotta have a real.
You want a real one that actually talks to you, though.
Yeah, I want it to kill people.
No one makes that.
I mean, I want it to kill people.
Hey,
I'm gonna be asleep. Why would I?
Craig, you know a mad scientist that can make Johnny a critter?
no. Yeah, maybe he would. Maybe someone could like dress up a raccoon or something. Just put it in like a critter suit, and you'd be like, "Oh my god!" For like a good solid 30 minutes, you might be kind of like, "This is a real critter. It's amazing." And then it kind of
And then Johnny will be like, attack, and it won't attack. Or it will attack.
And no, it'll just attack me.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking defeats the purpose.
you end up getting rabies and the whole nine yards.
Yeah.
And then Johnny got attacked by
Oh,
a trash
shit.
panda in a critter costume. The headline, that's definitely clickbait for sure.
All right, let's move on to
Name of the podcast: Johnny gets attacked by a
all
critter.
right, let's move on. The Trail of UFOs, Dark Sky is also going.
That's a Small Town Monsters documentary about UFOs. I don't know. Does it say when it releases?
I think it was August 3rd.
So August 3rd, this comes out. You can check it out, I'm sure, in any streaming platform. But
There's an article on TN Horror.
TNHorror.com by Greg Bennett, right? Bennett?
Yeah.
Yeah, Greg Bennett. He
Right
wrote it. He's actually the one that made the theme for Jim Jam here podcast. But yeah, he wrote an article or a review for that. Go check out at TNHorror.com. If you're into aliens, UFOs, but Small Town Monsters, they do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, all kinds of cryptid stuff.
Mothman, a lot of the cryptid stuff. So check them out.
We're going to talk some food real quick. Jim Jam sent this, and I've never eat these. The Taco Bell's bringing back their nacho fries. I've never eaten them.
My daughter always look at me when she has them, and she goes, "Look at these. These are nacho fries."
Well, I remember the commercials from like last year where they made them like super melodramatic, like
Like it's a movie trailer.
yeah, it was like Interstellar almost, but they were in search of nacho fries. I kind of remember that stuff. But like I've already forgotten. Are they thick cut? Like how are they presented?
I think they're just a batter dip fry.
Yeah, and they got like a spice to them.
Yeah, it's like a batter dip fry. Is it the regular French fry that they put stuff on?
I think it's pretty much, I guess, like almost like a McDonald's fry with some seasoning on it, and then you get a cup of nacho cheese. That's only.
I mean, they took a very cheap, inexpensive food item and made it to brand. I mean, makes sense, I guess.
And people love their nacho cheese.
Yeah,
Love it.
which my daughter, she don't even use the cheese. She just wants the fries.
Really?
What the fuck?
Yeah, she's like, I want some nacho fries. I'm like, you just want fries.
But then I would just pull up and be like, can I just get an order of French fries? Are them cheaper than the nacho fries? Because
Well, no, usually when I do it, I'm getting something there too, and I'll use the cheese.
Yeah.
So,
I haven't eaten Taco Bell since last year when they fucked up my spicy soft potato taco, whatever.
that's because they don't do potatoes no more.
Well, no, they got rid of it and then they fucked it up. And then I'm like, you know what? Fuck Taco Bell. I have not been back to Taco Bell since then. So that's been it's going on a year in August.
I think during the pandemic, they brought out a nacho bar that was crazy. It was like $20, and the the Nacho Bel Grande trays.
Yeah.
You get 2 of those full of ground beef.
Yeah, they were doing the whole eat at home stuff.
Right.
Yeah, you get 2 of those.
Craig's over there
and
like,
the whole container was full of ground beef.
I didn't use context clues, and I thought you meant like it was like in a wrapper, like a candy bar. So I was picturing I was like 2 pounds of beef, like in a tube or something, and you like unwrapped it and ate it straight. I didn't
Oh, that'd be
understand.
gross.
Yeah, far like I got you. Like,
But yeah,
you share
yeah.
I get it now.
Johnny just not got it.
I get what he's saying. I was just like,
That's
what?
great. But yeah, you get all the sides. You know, it also it's not just for nachos. You get like I think you get 2 bags of big bags of nacho chips. You get some soft shell tacos, some hard shell tacos, all for $20. It was a steal, man. Shoot, you'll get full on if you because you have all the meat you want for your nachos if that's how you want to do it. But
how long do the nacho fries stay around? Like, how long does that run?
usually it only runs through the summer, I
Yeah.
think. So it's probably a month or so.
And I want to, while we're on food, I read this article and it pissed me off
Oh shit!
because, and it's from Insider.com and Erin McDowell. Yeah, I'm calling her out for this. She compared a fucking Wendy's double stack with bacon to a fucking McDonald's double quarter pounder with cheese with bacon. The double stack is a little bitty thing. You know what I'm saying? And
Who does a double stack?
Wendy's.
Okay.
But a fucking double quarter pounder
Wen-
compared to a little bitty fucking.
Wendy's is going to win every time, though.
No, Wendy's lost because she's like, well, the patties were a lot smaller. Yes, they were. You know why?
Mm.
Because
it was a double stack. They used 2 junior fucking patties to
So you got
fucking
to
quarter pounder.
you got to get the number one at
No, if you want to compare that, get a Baconator.
there. Yeah. What the fuck?
I don't
How
know,
are you
man.
going to compare a bacon's hamburger
Dude,
when Wendy's has a baconator?
yeah, I don't know. That's what I guess because the quarter pounder comes with pickle and onion, and so does the double stack. I don't know. It just kind of pissed me off.
Hey, Craig, would you want to meet us in Murfreesboro one day to do the chicken sandwich challenge? We just go to all the local the places in Murfreesboro.
So we would all caravan to each location and one at a
No,
time.
we don't have
try
to. One person can go and get all the stuff, and we can meet at like one of the parks or something under one of their pavilions, and we could just set up a camera, and we could just like section out the chicken sandwiches.
These 3 very sad middle-aged men
Yes.
eating all these fast food sandwiches in public, and people will just be like, "Oh, these poor guys."
No. People would be like, "Wow, they must be YouTube stars."
We
That's what
are. We are.
probably-
Damn it, we
they
are
probably do it as a
kinda.
stunt.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You got all the chicken sandwiches, and you got them quartered up, and you got them on individual plates or whatever.
And then we'll have little markers that like so the camera sees that it's like,
Well, now you're going too far.
hey, you got to go all out, damn it.
Yeah, we're not that high production. It's going down. Yeah, and I can just feel my blood pressure just rising as I eat more fucking
The
sodium filled
content
chicken.
is just,
Yeah.
Can't breathe. Whew, I can't
Yeah.
walk.
I'm over there with chest pains.
Man, we need some Rolaids.
I don't know. if
Yeah,
Rolaids will help.
anytime I listen to your show and you guys get onto food topics, it's like I can feel myself like what do you call it? The
Get
cravings.
excited?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
just everything. Yeah, like there have been times where you guys have talked about like fried pies and desserts and stuff like
wow.
that. And,
Bring out the fried
Yeah.
pie combo, huh?
yeah, like and the infamous the chip contest where you guys did the what do you call it? Brackets for chips.
Oh yeah.
The bracket
That was
brawl.
very controversial for me.
I agree, and
How did Funyuns win?
because Funyuns are actually probably the best chip,
That's the crazy thing. I don't ever buy Funyuns though.
but they're fantastic.
I will
they
buy-
are good. I always
Yeah.
get them on a road trip. I never get them like to
See?
sit at home
Yes.
and eat, but like on a road trip, I almost always get them. It's kind of an odd tick or whatever. Yeah.
That's like orange juice. Hell, when we have it at the house, I'll drink the shit out of it, but I never think to buy it.
No, like out? No, like just where are you gonna?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to a gas station. Like, give me a thing of orange juice.
But I like my orange juice high pulp, like
Ugh.
just super duper pulp.
When I
like
drink something, I want to drink it. I don't want to chew it.
Chew
I
it.
want it.
Yeah.
I want it to be like drinking an orange, like straight up, just feel like I'm.
That.
Because I don't know.
I feel them chunks in there, and I'm thinking,
Well, you're a
this
texture,
orange juice is bad. It's got chunks in it.
but you're that texture guy, and you're, I don't know, like we talked about. Oh, your mama's nipple must. Be
Oh,
weird.
Oh, I actually
He
remember
has-
that too.
He has to bring
Yeah.
that shit up.
Well, I mean, it's true. We should have called her.
Fuck no. Nope. Not at all, buddy.
You got weird texture nipples, mom.
Craig's like, next topic,
Yeah, I'm
Johnny.
You just see my image just slowly fades away.
He's like, I'm not gonna talk about Jim Jim's mom.
It's anatomy.
That is just way too far for me.
What's that?
This is if y'all want to move into the woman that found
Yeah.
which I didn't watch this TikTok, so you sent it.
But I'm sure this woman don't have weird textured nipples.
Yeah.
I don't know, but just figured we'd move out of that topic.
A woman shared an abandoned mall she found under her Airbnb.
I guess she owns an Airbnb, and I guess there was somehow her.
No, she don't own it. She was staying at it.
Oh, well, somehow the Airbnb is attached to an underground mall. How crazy would that be? It'd be like exploring this Airbnb and then open a door and you just walk into a fucking mall.
I'm a little confused though. It was underneath.
Yeah, that's what it said.
She
It's
went into like
underground.
a basement area and just stumbled
Well,
into it, or
I'm thinking there was a basement in the Airbnb, and somehow this Airbnb goes directly into an underground mall. Unless that's hyped up, or unless they made a fake video, just like was good at transitioning from one
Right.
scene to the next or whatever. But it looked like a fully operational. Well, not fully operational, but they said in the video, it's a TikTok video. They're saying that they were walking through the mall and older people would just be sitting in the food court like it's still running, eating breakfast or something. I'm like, they would walk by and like, are you sure? What if they're ghosts? What if them are just like residual? Is that the word? Residual haunting? Is that the one?
they were literally eating breakfast.
Yeah, that's like I don't know if I don't know if this mall is actually. Does it say if it's?
Well, it's connected to an old hotel. So, and some people are claiming that it was a hospital. I don't know about that, but it's in
It's Ohio? No.
no. Oh fuck! I just had it. Airbnb. See what it says here is Airbnb appears to be a room in an old hotel. When she and her friends take the elevator to head downstairs, they find themselves in a carpeted room with old furniture. From there, they enter the mall. Like any other mall, there are elevators, staircases, and storefronts, but here everything is abandoned.
That would the whole
Hollywood Beach.
This whole thing got brought up because my wife saw it, and she and we was watching the first movie out of the Fear Street series. We was watching it, and all that takes place at the beginning in a mall.
Right.
And I was talking and all the lights were out in the mall, and I looked over at my wife. I said, "How creepy would it be to be walking through a mall, all pitch black and shit? No one there." And then, well, did you see the TikTok with the abandoned mall in the bottom of Airbnb? I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay, this all makes sense now. This is
So it ain't mysterious.
Hollywood Beach Resort dates back to 1920s, and that's where this is from. It was once a bustling hotel. It's now a group of condos. It sits above Ocean Walk Mall, the now closed mall that many believe to be the abandoned mall. So it's not really that odd.
So, but what about the people that still go to that food court?
It didn't say nothing about anybody going to a food court.
Well, that's just what one of the guys was saying in the TikTok. He's actually been to this Airbnb, and he was walking through the mall, and there was old people
Well, I mean, if you think about it, though, like, if you make your food and you can get in there and there's nobody there that's going to harass you, and you just like sitting alone in an abandoned mall,
But I like to think that
maybe
it's
they live in it.
residual hauntings, and it's just ghosts.
Do you remember back in the day? You guys might be slightly too young, but there was that thing where older people would go to the mall and walk in the mall
Yes,
before
we're not
anything
too
opens up.
Yeah,
Like that was like a
Malls.
ongoing thing for a long time. So you never know. Maybe those people are just like in that pattern of hanging out at the mall and getting a little exercise in, and they take a snack with them. And
Yeah, mall
to an
walkers.
outsider, it looks super creepy. But yeah, I don't know. I mean,
That sounds that sounds probably about right because like you said, bring them a snack. They know that no one's going to be in there.
Do you
They-
think you think someone will see this TikTok and try to make a movie out of it? Turn it into a ghost story or something?
as nostalgic as people are for stuff like that, I could totally see somebody trying to do a spin on that and make it like a haunted '90s era, that type of thing. That's kind of the next big thing, I guess, is the '90s coming back.
Do you think that they'll bring back malls again, like old school malls?
I don't think financially it's going to be
the double layer. You have the
too.
two-story. Yeah, two-story. Because I know we got Aqua Mills Mall, which it's not really a mall, I don't say, because it's all one level.
It's
But
a shopping mall. That's what a mall is.
well, I'm talking about like the mall when we were kids.
Yeah. Oh, Hickory. Was it
Hickory-
Old Hickory?
Hickory Hollow Mall. And
We had Rivergate, the Nashville area.
Yeah,
Rivergate
that was
Mall.
Rivergate.
I think
Yeah.
it's still around. It ain't much in there, is there?
Yeah, it's pretty. I haven't been inside in a long time, but it's pretty run down.
They haven't been there since the '90s. So
I always used to go because we used to live in Bellevue, so we would go to the Bellevue Mall.
that was the only place that there was a Quiznos. Like I would eat Quiznos there. We'd skip school. We'd go up to the mall. We'd walk around. Of course, you have to go in Spencer's.
Hey, what's the
Hmm.
pizza place called that starts with an S?
Sabaro.
Is it Sabaro?
Sabaro.
I always called it Sparbo.
Sparbo.
And anytime we'd go to the mall, I'd get a slice of pizza from there, and then right beside it there was a
Chinese
a
place.
cookie place
Oh yeah.
that had us. They sold the ices, so I'd have a piece of pizza and a Coca-Cola icy.
That sounds amazing. That sounds really good.
Yeah,
I have to concur. Yeah.
Sabaro, fun fact, used to be like the largest pizza chain in all of America
damn, what happened?
because they were only had a mall. All their pizza chains were in malls.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so they were in every freaking mall.
You
So
know,
you know what I'm saying? So they had so many units, and then I
don't
guess it's
know
just failed. I just seen that video.
I don't know if they
anybody
still
eats that
have-
outside of fucking.
I don't know if they still have it, but I know downtown Nashville there was a Sparrow.
Sabaro.
Yeah, there you go. But they used to have one on the corner, and if I remember right, it's the same, right up from where the Christmas bombing happened. It was like kind of like diagonal to Hooters, I believe, if I'm thinking right, or maybe a little farther. I can't remember. But yeah, they used to have one there, so that was the only one I've ever seen that was outside of
I
them.
think I may have eaten 1 or 2 slices of pizza from a Sabaro.
They had.
I remember it being pretty good fast food pizza as far as like a chain, kind of
Yeah.
fast food pizza. It was pretty good.
and it was always that New York style because it was the big slices.
Yeah, and I think that
That was a gag on The Office one time when Michael Scott, he visited New York, and he was like, I had to get some authentic New York pizza, and it was at Saparo's.
yeah.
Whatever. It was like the most ordinary pizza he could get,
That's great. How do you think pizza would be like in Italy? Or is that where it would come from?
Oh, over in Italy, it's nowhere near like what pizza is here. It's.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
because they're using brick ovens, in each region you go to. Because I watch way too much food content. You know what I'm saying? Especially like with pizzas. Like I got into a pizza thing where I was watching all the stuff about pizza. It's different everywhere you go. Like they'll have a different method and how, but they eat their stuff with a fork and a knife. If you pick a pizza up there, they'll look at you like you're fucking animal.
I went to serve
Or a lot of
pizza.
places.
My wife and kids took me to serve pizza for Father's Day. And my kids were down looking at me like I was strange because I was eating the pizza with a fork and
I ate it
knife.
with a fork and knife when I was there.
I'm like, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
Mm.
Because it's little squares. And
Yeah.
like for mine, it was so topped. Like I would eat some of them, but a lot of it I would just eat it with a fork and a knife. I don't know.
Well, it's like Chicago style, obviously.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more like a casserole almost. So it's
Yeah,
you
it's
almost
like a
have
bread.
to eat it like that. Yeah.
in a bread bowl, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Kinda, yeah, yeah. So
I've
I
never
guess
had it. I
regionally,
want
it's
it, though.
always yeah.
And, you know, I used to work with a guy, and he was from Chicago, and he would tell me about it. And he said there's a website you can actually order deep dish pizza, and it's the legit stuff.
Don
Here-
Pomelo or something.
But here, our deep dish is just thick ass bread.
Yeah.
But up in Chicago, like I said, it's a bread bowl, and it's just filled to the brim with just all kinds of different toppings. So it actually,
what is it clicking off?
did it do it again?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, we're back. We're good.
looks fine on my end.
Okay. But yeah, I would actually like to try that, but I'm not. You know, I would do just like a meat lovers. That'd be pretty good to have a bunch of cheese and a bunch of different meats.
Well, and the thing about that, like I've watched the stuff on that, like they'll make sausage and they don't cook it. You know what I'm saying? Like
They
they
cook
just
it.
throw it in there raw and it cooks.
Hmm.
In the
So I guess
I've-
it would kind of the juices sort of
Get into the bread.
permeate it a
Maybe.
little bit.
yeah, because but I mean, all their like a lot of their sausages are like house made, so they're and it's not like just throwing it on there. Which I'm gonna end up getting pizza. I'm gonna go to Spinelli's and get a big ass slice of pizza.
There's a store in Tullahoma called Spinelli's. The pizzas are like what are they?
It's a New York slice. It's like
Is it like $20 for a pizza or more?
25 or
$25 for a large pizza, but the pizza box is
Yeah, it's like an 18-inch slice of pizza.
massive.
Yeah, so it's like I'm going up there. I'm fucking getting pizza this
You
week.
leave- yeah.
I'm off. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting pizza for lunch one day.
But
All right, enough about food. Well, this is a food. And mushrooms. I mean, you can eat them.
true.
Magic mushrooms, you can eat those too. You get fucked up.
So kind of going with the, I knew what theme we had this week for the movie. So I was listening to Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And he was talking to someone about how the whole Christmas tree come about. And apparently these red mushrooms with white white dots on them would grow underneath pine trees, which is also Christmas tree, right?
For the
Well,
most part. So.
And they would grow under there, and people would, of course, they would eat these mushrooms and trip balls off of them, but they would dry them out, and the way they would dry them out, they would turn them upside down and hang them from the pine trees. Hence the Christmas ornaments. So I was like, that's a great theme or topic to talk about on the podcast with the Christmas in July shit. And then apparently them go hand in hand with flying reindeer and Santa. Because these are called Santa Claus mushrooms. So, take it away.
No, you was doing a good job.
I don't know if you want to add anything to it.
Oh, I was listening to your story.
But I didn't really get into detail on the whole reindeer thing. And I don't know if he fed the reindeer the mushrooms to make them fly. Or maybe they thought they were flying.
Yeah, I think that would be where they're so fucked up. But the true story though is Santa Claus was created by Clement Clark Moore in New York City in 1822,
Have kids act better.
who suddenly turned a medieval saint into a flying reindeer driving spirit of the northern midwinter. So
Well, and Coca-Cola is what basically popularized what Santa Claus looks like for like Americans or the
Yeah.
modern world, right? I mean, they kind of the whole red and white, and isn't that tied in with Coca-Cola, or am I just dreaming that up? I don't really know.
But wasn't there what's the story in Europe? He had rosy cheeks. If I don't know, he's going to do a deep dive in Santa Claus.
Well, might as well, Hell, we're talking about Christmas in July. So.
But that's like a theory, the whole mushroom thing. Isn't that like a theory on a lot of religions, and the prophets of religions is basically they were high as a kite, and that's where they, you know what I mean? Like when they come down off a mountain, it's like they were
Well,
actually eating mushrooms and...
I like to mess with people. I'm just a guy that just likes to mess with people and piss them off, I guess. But I told this one girl one time, the whole burning bush thing, Moses was just high as hell. and he went up and got into that thin air in the mountain. And then he started hearing shit. So he's apparently the only one. This is what I was telling her, but he was the only one that heard all this, and he come down and wrote all the 10 Commandments or whatever. Boy, she got madder than hell, dude.
Really?
Real mad.
Yeah, so it's based off of a 4th century Christian saint.
Saint Nick.
Yeah, his name was Saint Nicholas. He was a monk to a monk or something. I don't know, man.
What,
280.
he was like Turkish, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. So
Yeah,
probably
Hey,
not
monks-
what we look at. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
I doubt he looked very much like the modern Santa Claus. I mean,
Could you imagine
Absolutely.
Saint Nick was a bald guy in a brown, whatever they call that? What do they call them? A robe, I guess.
oh yeah.
like a tunic or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. If that's really how it is, that's what Saint Nick really looked like. It's just like your typical monk that has a bald head, is really short,
Yeah.
and is great at kung
not-
fu.
It's not as Oh, are you guys there?
Oh, camera froze up. Oh, there we
We
go.
paused up. I'm sorry. Yeah, like that character drinking Coca-Cola would not be as marketable, I would think, to sell
A
to
jolly
push products
fat,
and stuff like that.
a jolly happy fat guy compared to that'd be crazy to see Saint Nick whooping ass. Because aren't monks usually pretty good at fucking martial arts and shit?
No,
Or
man,
is
that's
that just-
totally different. That's
What
totally
kind of monk is that?
dude. That's like a Tibetan monk
Hey,
or something. Yeah,
You're
you're over
You're
here.
thinking of like Shaolin.
Yeah,
there you
like,
go.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's
No,
get some-
no. These are totally different. This is like Little John and
Little
what-
John the rapper?
and fucking what's the movie? The
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood,
Oh,
where he's
okay.
got mead and they're just yeah.
It
it's totally-
sounds better to go with the other one that knows kung fu and shit.
No, that don't make no sense at all.
My idea is better. I'm going with it.
Yeah.
I think I just want to say I think the filmmakers of what was this movie called? The Mother Christmas, is that what it was called?
Yeah,
Right,
Mother Krampus.
Krampus.
Mother Krampus.
Yeah,
I think the
Mother of.
filmmakers of Mother Krampus may have been on mushrooms.
Well, you just want to
Yeah.
get into it?
Yeah, so we reviewed Mother of Krampus, and
Hey,
Hey,
can
wait.
Can we do it in the half-ass horrorcast style
hold on.
to say how we just, y'all the way y'all do it?
No, that's blasphemous.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! I'm sorry.
Hold on. I want to ask y'all a question real quick first. How do y'all remember the old Jingle Bells Batman Smells?
Robin Lady.
The
What's
Batmobile
that?
broke a wheel and the Joker got away.
So broke a wheel.
Broke the wheel, and then Joker got
See,
away.
mine's lost a wheel, but it don't matter because in other places, well, only in the United States, 98% of people know that way.
No, the way
Jingle
you said
Bells,
it.
Batman Smells, Robin laid an egg, the Batmobile lost a wheel, and the Joker got away. Well, that's because of the fucking Simpsons.
Sure.
And I thought I'd been singing that way before 1993.
Oh, the
Hold on,
Simpsons.
you in your mind's eye, that's the actual Jingle Bells song? Is that what you're saying?
No. That little Jingle Bells, Batman Smells rhyme.
Predates The Simpsons.
Yeah, predates
Yeah.
The Simpsons, but they changed it to that because it's like Jingle Bells, Batman Smells, Robin flew away. It's the original.
So they put Robin laid an egg.
Yes, Bart saying Robin laid an egg.
I guess
Because over in the UK, that's how it was said until 1993. This dude I was going to send y'all the video, but I was like, this dude did a whole graph. And now it's starting to fade away because, well, at least for over in the UK, because people don't watch The Simpsons as much anymore. But 1993, Simpsons were fucking up here, Like, they're just the best thing going. I don't know, I was just curious what y'all...
I've never heard that before. I totally
Yeah,
thought The Simpsons originated it. Yeah.
No, and that's the weird thing. I for us Americans, I guess we didn't really know that.
Well, speaking of The Simpsons, it makes me think. What do y'all think about how always they say that The Simpsons always predict stuff in the future?
Well, I mean,
They'll have stuff happen in real life, and then someone will find it on an old Simpsons episode.
It's pretty interesting, but I mean, when they've been on for 30 years and there's 20 plus episodes a year, I mean, that's a lot of material to pull from to predict the future. I mean, I think that's just kind of a natural occurring phenomenon. I mean,
yes, like whoever writes The Simpsons can predict the future.
all right, so let's move into the movie. I just wanted to ask that question real quick because that's how this all started, but from that question.
Well, I want to start with how I think they should have.
Well, we haven't even got into the movie.
Go ahead, sorry about that. No, I was just going to say what I think they should have named it instead.
What should they have named it?
The Witch of Christmas. Because more or less, that woman's not Krampus, mother of Krampus. She's more or less a witch.
Well, and the Mother of Krampus, or 12 Deaths of Christmas, is where this comes from. And it's actually from Frau Percher, is a myth about a witch that comes on the 12 days of Christmas and takes children. It's an actual old myth from over there, from over in England. Because this is an English movie or a UK, however, European movie. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
UK.
Yeah, the UK. But,
what made you pick this, Johnny? What was the...
Well, originally, the goal was...
To fuck with us.
I haven't seen a really bad movie in a long time.
Why would you want to see a really bad movie?
Because it reminds me of how good movies are. You know,
well, I do want to stress. I mean, like, if
it's
you
not
haven't
that
seen this, if there's a listener that hasn't seen this movie, I mean, it's obviously really low budget. So I don't want to be. I mean, we're going to be pretty harsh on it, but I mean, in all fairness to them, they obviously were working on a limited budget with amateur actors and probably a mostly amateur crew, I could imagine. Like, I doubt it was a very professional production and with a lot of backing or anything like that. So before we just start tearing into it, I don't want to seem like we're way too harsh on it. But
well, it's based on a German urban legend.
I thought you were about to say it's based on a true story. I'm like, oh, hell no.
Well, everything's a lot of this is urban legends, but some stuff might have truth and people twist it.
A lot.
I picked this because originally I'd seen, like, Tubi had a lot of Krampus movies, right? And back in December, I said, well, we could watch each of the Krampus movies and make notes on them. And then in July, we could have Christmas in July. And we could rate all the shitty Krampus movies that were on Tubi.
Oh, your original idea was to run the gambit of all the Krampus movies.
But Jim Jam shot that down instantly, even though he had 6 months to prepare for these movies.
Well, how many times have you shot my shit down?
No, but we had 6 months. This would have been a great episode.
Johnny got it in.
Krampus, Christmas in July episode. It would have taken months to prepare for it, and it was.
How many Krampus movies are we talking here? How many would that have been?
There was 5
there.
Oh. Yeah, it's not like it was fucking 20. Like, Jesus.
I can't even hardly get through one.
I mean, they have
4 more.
Hey, this movie was so good. They got Mother Krampus 2. That was also relabeled for
so it's not an actual
for this series.
Sequel. It's like
no,
okay.
It's kind of
no.
like,
Whoever the fucking production company, they ran on that. It come out in like 3 months after the fucking first one. They just took the name and ran with it.
I guess it would be like Halloween 3. How it has nothing to do with Michael Myers, even though it's still a good movie.
And I guess they're trying to obviously capitalize on Krampus, the big budget 2015 movie, right? That was like a pretty big theatrical.
I used to shit on that movie. And I guess I kind of shit on it and not really paid attention and watched it. But then I watched it and it's actually a pretty good movie.
Well, yeah, we reviewed it.
Yeah. I guess the whole idea, I got the stigma of a PG-13 horror. Just as, like, if you ain't got blood, guts, and boobs in a movie, BGB certified, as Johnny created, it's not going to be a good horror movie. But I guess it always don't need that.
Well, what's your favorite Christmas horror movie?
I don't really have one. I guess it'd have to be Krampus.
Scrooged.
That ain't a
Scrooge
horror
is great.
movie.
Yeah.
Is that a horror movie?
I would. It's on the edge of it. Is it
Would
not?
it be
feel like-
thriller?
I think horror comedy or thriller, if it's Christmas,
Yeah, it's thriller.
qualify.
It's
So
I mean,
the one that's Bill Murray. right?
yeah. Oh, I love
I guess
that.
it
as a
is
kid.
kind of. It's got some creepiness in it, don't it?
super
Yeah.
creepy.
That's
Yeah.
a Richard Donner movie who just passed away this past week. So
R.I.P.
yeah,
I guess. Well, now think about it. Hell, I guess it'd have to be between because there's. I'm sitting there thinking there's not really that many
Oh, there's a bunch.
Christmas horror movies, is there?
Black Christmas.
Well,
Red
I guess-
Christmas.
I don't really care for that. I guess that was all right. But
They could,
what is Gremlins considered a Christmas horror?
Yeah, that's what I would consider my favorite.
Okay, well that's gonna have to be it.
Horror
That's
movie,
gonna have
yeah.
to be it then,
I just
because that
don't
stands out.
see Gremlins as a horror movie.
Well, when you get
I don't
into
know
the
why I'm-
fucking what's the ones called that are like the one you got?
A gremlin?
Yeah, the
Is that a
full-fledged
grem-
gremlin.
That's
Yeah.
a gremlin.
What is it called? The furry?
He's a mogwai.
Mogwai. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so actual gremlin. Yeah, that I guess. Now tell me, if you had a bunch of those running around, how creepy would that be? Because they're fucking crazy.
No, I mean, I feel like there's a lot to support Gremlins being a horror movie because, I mean, it's like the direct reason for PG-13 because so many kids went to go see it and were terrified and parents got upset. And you know what I mean? They had to basically come up with an in-between for PG and rated R in the States because of it. So,
I can't believe kids were terrified.
I
loved that
I'm-
movie.
Yeah, me too. I saw it in the theater and everything, and it never bothered me. But supposedly that's the issue. So
I wish I could think of the Christmas movie that come out like 4 or 5 years ago. That was an independent horror from England that we reviewed.
Oh, the Christmas movie.
Good
Right.
Tidings.
Yeah, it had.
It's a good indie. I think it was a good. That was a good movie.
It was more of a thriller. I don't feel like it was a horror movie.
Well,
I guess-
it had
I guess-
blood in it. And
Mm.
people were getting killed, and they were being hunted, and it was all by Santa Clauses. They had weird faces.
Wouldn't that be like an action thriller action movie?
Oh, it was a good movie. I don't know, man. It had a lot of blood in it.
Yeah, we I think.
Anyways, we're off topic here.
Well, no, we're not really. We're still in Christmas.
Mother of
movies.
Krampus.
Anyway, Mother Krampus, not Mother of.
For the movie of the week. Tonight on the movie of the week.
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh, I'm right for once.
I thought it was Mother of. Anyways, it don't matter because it had
Still
nothing to do with Krampus. So
Unlisted.
this
owner,
movie,
better.
this movie's about a single mother with a daughter, and her, husband has left her for another woman, and it's around Christmas, and they go visit her father, which is the daughter's grandfather, and first problem is the daughter talked way too low. Amy is her name.
They didn't have the boom mic on her good enough, did they?
No, and they didn't say, "Hey, speak up,"
Or they didn't try to do what's it called? Was it dubbed over or whatever?
ADR.
Yeah.
um.
Maybe they didn't have, like you said, it's a low budget movie. They didn't have money to do it, which it don't really cost that much to have someone record into a mic.
Seems
And-
like it.
This movie is like about where they kill who they said was a witch because she killed her own daughter, her own kid, and then killed like 12 other kids or 11 other kids, and then they strung her up, and she told them that she would come back to life, or somebody, Frau Percher, would come after them and take their kids. And it's 25 years later, but yet when they do the flashback, all of them look the same. 25 years ago.
I think the grandpa has hair dye, like in his beard and his hair. He looks a little, like he put some shoe polish in there to kind of look a little younger or whatever. But yeah, they look identical. Everybody.
Yeah, and I was just like, well, I guess you couldn't do a budget for somebody that looks different 25 years. You know what I mean? Like, you could have just got a couple of people, handful.
Yeah, because some people don't look the same when they were young.
But I do think one thing is I feel like the filmmakers, I don't know if it was because of their budget or because their actors weren't that great, but I do feel like they felt the need to spoon feed everything to us because they didn't trust the audience. So maybe they deliberately wanted the actors to look exactly the same so that we understood who they were supposed to be because they thought we were idiots. Because like this movie has wall to wall music. Did you guys notice that? The music is relentless in this thing because it's trying to tell you when you're supposed to be scared, when you're supposed to feel bad, when
And
it's
the
supposed to be
ticking.
sentimental.
Did you hear the ticking? Be like,
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
like when it
Yeah.
was getting up to a certain
Right.
scene, I was just like, that's fucking annoying. Is there a clock somewhere around them?
And they kept using that alien Prometheus thing. Did you notice that? Or it was all like, bree, bree.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was like, this is not Christmassy at all. Like they're not even trying to make it feel like the time of year. I mean, they had a couple of like costuming choices that made you feel a little festive, but I mean, like it just felt like it could be any time of the year, and there was nothing really Christmassy about it.
I almost bet this movie was like acquired by Wild Eye Films because the cover alone looks like a Wild Eye cover. Because we got friends that sell their movies, like Chuck Connery. They sell their movies to SRS Cinema or SRS Movies or whatever, and they don't keep the original artwork. They make their own artwork. So I think Wild Eyes does that too, and obviously Wild Eyes, if that's the company that done it, they made their own cover for it. I wonder what the one that originally looked like. Does it say?
Oh, I have no clue, dude.
So they totally just make cool looking thumbnails to dupe people into clicking on it to stream it, stuff like that, basically.
Yeah, I typed in just to see if it would come up. Mother Krampus Wild Eye Films, but it definitely, because we get screeners for this for movies, and they all have them similar look to how they do their whoever does their artwork pretty much makes them look similar.
Yeah, and this whole time, these kids are starting to come up missing, right? And these fucking people, man. Like, that some witch is coming after your kid or whatever, little kids. And you're just going to leave your daughter alone an awful lot. Your granddaughter, an awful fucking lot.
Yeah, this makes me think, why would anybody want to kidnap kids? Kids are fucking brats.
No, they don't. She kills them.
I have 2 kids, and
They
my
kid
kids are brats.
They kill them.
Well,
But
never mind.
here's another thing. Y'all remember like the part where they were at the meeting, and then like the dad's like, "Oh, I gotta take this call," and he leaves, and the one little girl's like being babysat, and she's like a bitch. She's like, "Well, I'll tell my dad that you locked me in the cupboards, and you had your boyfriend over." Well, when they went to go hide, they turned on a flashlight in a closet, and you're trying to hide from someone trying to kill you.
You got the flashlight on.
Did that make any sense to y'all?
No, it's literally so the filmmakers could film them in enough light to show them. You know what I mean? Like the characters themselves would never do that, but it's so that we could see them. So they put on a source of
I
light.
get that, but why wouldn't you have just taken a light and held it above them?
You're thinking too smart. I don't think these filmmakers had it in them to do stuff like that. But
They could have just like got someone to mount because see back here behind you, I don't know if they have the same kind of shelves, but you could literally set a flashlight upside down and it would cast
right.
through the wires.
And this guy though that did it, James Class,
Hopefully movies he's done since then are better. Hopefully he's learned.
well, I guess he's done 3 or 4 House on
Oh yeah. They all have the similar movie covers, don't they?
Elm Lake.
Yeah, I just saw that when I popped up. But look at all the covers; they look like they've been made by the same person, don't they?
Yeah. So I guess this might have been his second movie, or no, he's editor on that. I don't know.
I don't like. It's hard to shit on a movie because we don't really make movies.
No, it's easy.
Oh, okay. I guess it's easy to shit on movies. I guess maybe because we watch movies, right?
Yeah, like of course.
Like Unlisted Owner, it was a lot better than this movie.
Okay. I don't know why you keep bringing that up, trying to get a reaction, and it's not working. So what did y'all think about her sewing the Christmas lights into that girl? Y'all remember that part?
Sewing them?
Yeah, she sewed them in.
I thought that was actually kind of cool because they're actually trying to use some of the gimmicks of Christmas time, tying it in a little bit.
Like literally.
Yeah. It was a pretty decent visual for a low budget movie and everything. I thought it was actually pretty well done.
Yeah, and then she strings her up on a big stake outside, and I was just like, wow.
So it's like burner on a steak?
I don't know. No, she was like up there, like
Yeah, it's almost
she
like
had the Christmas
crucifixion.
lights, and then
Yeah.
and then I was like, man, they got the fog machine going in the back by the door back there.
Did you notice too? The husband that discovers her, he like posed in a way where his silhouette would like really be striking. Like you could almost tell the director was like, listen, when you see the body, I want you to like put your hands spread out and like I want to be able to see every outline of you.
Yeah, he's like,
yeah. Like if you saw your wife in the distress like that,
I think that was just the nanny. That was just the babysitter, right?
That's right. But still, I feel like your first instinct would be, I got to get this person down. It wouldn't be, I'm gonna pose. You know what I mean? And like really react to this, But it's a movie, so what are you gonna do?
Yeah, my first reaction would be 911. But over there, I don't know what their service is. If it's zero.
But you mentioned the origin story. Did we mention at all how it's like blatantly Freddy Krueger's origin story? It's like really similar, where Freddy Krueger was murdered by a group of parents, and then he takes vengeance on their children. I guess in this case, spoiler, Mother Krampus or the witch is innocent, whereas Freddy Krueger was very guilty. So
yeah, that is right. I think I wrote down all the problems. Oh yeah, they did the little twist in the movie. The middle of the movie where the chick that come in that was going to help. Y'all remember that? And then that's actual mother of the daughter and the grandmother of the little girl.
So that was a twist in the movie?
That's supposed to be a big twist.
Yeah. Did you watch this morning? Did you watch it today?
I watched it yesterday.
Recording? See, I feel like I watched most of it yesterday and then the rest this morning, and I'm already losing. Like, I think my brain is like defending itself and trying to repel details because I'm already.
Well, I only know because I wrote down notes while I was doing this movie. And this is a good movie to have a bad movie night with friends, and you just sit there. And Craig would probably hate this, but you talk about the movie the whole time that you're watching. You just shit on it.
We joked about over Messenger. We were joking about how we watched it on Tubi, and we were interrupted by commercials. And I think it was Jimmy said like. That must have really annoyed you. And I was like, no, I loved having a commercial break to kind of get me away from it and to think about something else for a second. You know what I mean? It gave me like a reprieve. So I liked having the commercials on Tubi. If you're gonna endure this, you definitely need to watch it on Tubi and get those commercials. And
because the commercials are more entertaining than the movie.
They're more production value. They give you some information.
You know what's funny? I was looking through at work and I noticed that this movie is actually on YouTube for free. So, and commercial free.
I'm still recommending Tubi.
I watched it without commercials, so.
Oh.
I just watched the whole thing. But see, I've gotten used to seeing really bad movies. So, like, and that's why I was just making notes, like, just trying to, like, why would, for instance, they get home and there's a bloody 12 on their door, right?
We're supposed to repel them, wasn't it?
No, the bloody 12 is from Mother Krampus. Okay. And, letting them, there's going to be 12 children killed, right? Okay, so the bitch has been there. So what are you going to do? You're going to shut your door and have a conversation with your father while the little girl's out there outside, and a witch is coming to kill her. And you're just going to let her clean the window. And I'm just like, man, this mother.
Yeah, and at that point in the movie, kids have already been abducted / killed, right? So
yes. There was one where they're in a classroom at the very beginning. They get detention, right? The two kids, And they go to the classroom, and there's a fucking tent in the classroom. And next thing you know, something hits the tent. And the one older kid's like crawling down. I'm like, no fucking kid would crawl down and then see a hand reach out and let it touch his face.
Why was there a tent in the classroom? Did it say?
No. Maybe because it was a young kid's classroom and they try to do like something. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's like a special. If you're a good kid, you get to go in there and hang out for a while. Type of deal,
like,
maybe.
Yeah. But I was just like, man, that's unbelievable.
You mentioned earlier how watching a bad movie helps you appreciate good movies.
Yes.
This movie definitely made me appreciate child actors because every one of these child actors was just, I mean, beyond the pale terrible. I mean, like they were horrible, and like it made me like, because a lot of times I'm hard on children actors. I'm like, oh god, you can tell they're acting or they're so cutesy or whatever. But man, like this made me like reevaluate how I feel about like a kid in Stranger Things or something like that. Like they're freaking Marlon Brando compared to these kids. I mean, these kids are just like the lead kid, Amy. I mean, God bless her, because I mean she's putting herself out there, and it takes a lot of courage. But like you're telling me the director couldn't come up with better takes of that? Or I mean, that was the best they could do. They're shooting this on video clearly, so they could have done multiple takes, I would think. But man, I mean,
maybe that was the best out of all of them because they kept on retaking it and it just got worse and worse.
Maybe she got impatient, you know what I mean? And that's like the more they did, the worse it got, like you were saying. But I mean, there are sequences where this character is supposed to be reacting to someone getting brutalized, or suffering, and she's just like pretty much playing poker. I mean, she's just like looking with a glazed look on her face, like there's no reaction from her.
She's not selling it at all.
No, I mean, like, if you see someone suffering or bloody or getting stabbed, whatever, I mean, as a little kid, you're going to be at least quietly scared. But I mean, she was just, like, looking, like, kind of morbidly fascinated, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's what they were going for.
The actor was kid actor was probably not even looking at the actual
scene. Yeah, she probably don't even really know.
Because they probably didn't want to subject her to that kind of gore, maybe. So she wasn't getting that real reaction.
You're giving the filmmakers too much credit, Jimmy. There's no way they didn't give a fuck about that. They didn't care. They weren't worried about the psychological damage they were doing. They didn't think that far ahead. They probably told her, they probably weren't thoughtful enough to like actually show her what was happening, and they were just like, "Be scared. You're in the corner. Someone's suffering. You're scared. Now we're filming you being scared, you stupid little," you know what I mean? Like, and she just sat there and, I don't know.
You just called me stupid. I'm not reacting to nothing.
All right, well, that little girl was in Unhinged.
Is that a big movie?
House on Elm Lake, which is another movie that this director was a part of.
I wonder if it was like a niece or a kid or just a friend.
Her name's Faye Goodwin.
She and
Mandy the doll, but Lucifer's not. So
she's in a bunch of shitty movies.
But that's the only movies. So niece to Scott Chambers.
So yeah, that was just a favor. Like, I got a niece that she can be in the movie. She wants to be an actress. Well,
maybe she didn't actually want to be an actress. Maybe that's some of the root of this. She was just like, I got to do this. Crap,
so that's forced child labor,
right?
Well, you speaking of reacting, what about the kid? And he comes over there to Amy and just somehow shows up on the fucking doorstep. Oh, Calum. And, she's outside by herself again. Fucking. Don't make or was outside with the Krampus lady, mother. And,
Witch.
And he shows up and he's got like some flowers. And then his aunt just comes running out of nowhere. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, how close do y'all live to this a cabin that's in the middle of fucking nowhere? And then when the mother Krampus is killing his aunt, he's just on the ground like, no. And I'm just like, The fucking kid would just sit around.
You think Johnny did a better version of that than the kid did?
Yes,
Or-
absolutely. I think Johnny could have put on a wig, and like they could have just put powder makeup over his facial hair. He doesn't even have to shave, and he would still be a better little girl than that little girl was.
Well, no, this is the boy. Remember, his aunt gets killed out in the middle of the woods. Right?
Oh yeah, of course.
And he just sits there and watches her get killed, and her cutting into her stomach, and then runs over there to her side.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
They could cut to it, and then Johnny is the crying double
but I was just like,
with full beard, bald head.
what kid is going to sit there? Yeah, you're going to be in shock and whatever. But to fucking run my noodle filling legs because the adrenaline's flowing. I don't know if y'all have ever felt
Noodle filling.
that. I don't know if y'all
Yeah.
have ever had that much adrenaline flowing through where your legs just feel like they're fucking noodles and you're running in jello. I don't know how many times y'all ran from the cops. I don't know.
I've never ran from the
Oh,
cops.
well, then that's how you feel. Trust me. Speaking of as a kid, yeah, it just, I don't know.
I want to say real quick, I'm going to keep piling on this actor. Faye Goodwin is her name, the young girl.
Yeah.
And by the way, she's a better actor than I am, straight up. Like I'm not trying to act like I'm an authority on acting. However, her last 5 screen credits on IMDb, out of 1 through 10 rating, they all have 3.8 and below. Mandy the Doll from 2018 has a 2.5 rating. So these are not beloved films that she stars in. And maybe-
Stars. I mean, staying stars is a big.
Featured star.
Craig,
Yeah,
do
you're right.
you remember
Faye
your
Goodwin-
reaction
Faye
to the
Goodwin is my new
the,
arch. What's that?
He's trying to talk over here. Jim James is interrupting.
Go ahead, finish what you're saying.
And I was just gonna say Faye Goodwin is my new arch nemesis.
Oh, that's fine.
I have a vendetta.
Well, you think you had heat from was it the He-Man trailer?
Oh God, yeah.
You
People
think you're
hated
you're
me.
gonna really have heat now when she finds out you're talking but mad shit about her acting.
Oh,
The
it'll be like
fandom.
Beyonce. It'll be
yeah.
like Beyonce and the Beehive. She'll have all
Yeah.
her fans come after me.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
might
they're gonna
happen.
lynch you. They're
I'm
gonna be
sorry.
picketing. They're gonna be in your front yard.
All right. Here's another thing. The dad left. They come in, and the dad shows up. Amy's dad shows up for Christmas dinner, and it stated there that he left 2 months before that. Right? He'd been gone for 2 months, but yet at the very beginning of the movie, she's like, "Oh, I haven't told her yet." Well, you haven't. Her dad's been missing for 2 months, and you haven't said that y'all split up. Like, I was just like,
Yeah.
good God.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Great pick, Johnny.
Oh,
It'll-
Now we
I
owe
would-
Craig money.
oh,
no,
shit.
there was
I'm just
a
playing. I'm just joking.
there was
Go
a
ahead.
sequence in here that really upset me.
Oh.
The force feeding scene. Do you remember this? Where one of the boyfriends is like tied up, and the witch is like feeding him like carrots and stuff like that, and he's like puking it up, and
Oh, that wasn't carrots.
it was like his own.
It was
skin or
her.
something?
It was his. Here's another. She hog-tied the girl on the
Right.
table, right, with tinsel. I don't know how fucking strong tinsel is in the UK, but anyways.
What if you get multiple
and then
layers
put
of
the
it?
and then put the apple in there, and then started cutting her up, and then had enough time to take off pieces and put it in the oven and bake it. And I'm just like, and they're just having a conversation outside,
Yeah, there's chaos inside. Yeah,
and not even looking for the little girl. Still,
Maybe that was
I was just like,
a homage to the what is that word? Am I saying it right?
homage.
Homage to the movie Hannibal.
I don't know, but then the boyfriend comes back, and she rips out his heart, right?
yeah.
I don't know. I
Ooh.
don't know.
Well, also there's a couple sequences where the witch is they do the whole like bloody Christmas, or no, what was it called, Black Christmas remake with the gingerbread flesh cookies,
Yeah,
where she has like a pattern and she's like shoving it into a victim and the gingerbread
peels
pattern,
off.
and yeah, and like the skin came off so easily. Did you notice that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know it's a limited budget, but they came off super easy and like perfect. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like there was no ripping of flesh or any I don't know. It's just
That cookie cutter was very sharp.
apparently.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
so-
then she had it on a stick and she was cooking it over, which I didn't understand. Like, she's there to kill your children. Why is she a cannibal now?
I think they were just going for cool visuals that kind of tied into the theme, and they weren't really thinking about the actual story that much.
Yeah, and the guy, his weapons were a stick with Christmas lights wrapped around it, and an axe with the Christmas lights
What
wrapped
was
around
it,
it.
Christmas Negan?
And then when his daughter was getting choked or Darth Vader choked, I can't remember if she actually had her or if
Darth
she
Vader.
was doing the whole mind thing. He comes up, instead of hitting her with the axe in the head, he come up and reached around her and to choke her. And I'm just sitting there thinking, that's a good move. Yeah, that's what I would do. I'm going to attack her from the front with the axe, and she stops me really easily. So I'm going to, when I have her back toward me, I'm just going to reach around her. Jesus Christ, man.
I feel like it's a budgetary thing because they couldn't afford the special effect of him actually
Yeah.
hitting her in the head, so they were like, just get up behind her, and it probably made no sense to the actors too, but they just went with it. I mean,
Yeah, I was sitting there thinking this couldn't have made any sense to them. Like this is where you got to know, like early on, like you're in a bad fucking movie, but you just don't care.
yeah, I mean, like in all fairness to everybody involved, I mean, it probably was a good learning experience where people got some valuable lessons in filmmaking, and hopefully they can take that elsewhere. Because it all starts with the script, right? I mean, if the script was really rough, I mean, there's only so much the actors can do to kind of dress that up and make it palatable, because it was really rough. I mean,
True.
all over the place.
I want to say that how they could have shot it, and maybe that's because they didn't have the, like you said, the special effects to actually do the axe into the head, maybe. But you could easily do it with just camera tricks. Show him swinging. He could be
And
swinging
blood.
at a damn a bag of blood or whatever, and just hit the blood and splatter, and then you could cut it into then showing them fall down, and the axe is just stuck in the head.
But I also too, though, I guess you couldn't end the movie there, even though it probably should have been ended there, because it dragged on after that, like even further. And I was just like, Jesus, man, y'all could have got done. Like, you didn't need an hour and a half movie. I guess that was the thing of, we got to have a 90-minute runtime. No, you could have done a 72. It would have been okay. Like, like,
A long short film.
yeah, I mean, well, if it's over, 72 minutes, that's a film.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a movie, would be considered one, right? But
I think you're really right that a lot of this reeked of we got to stretch out.
Yes.
This has to be a feature-length movie, so we have to add some more bells and whistles. And now there's a random sequence outside with characters we barely have even seen, and they kind of kept cutting away to other actors and characters and scenarios that really didn't tie in that much to the overall story. I mean, it just kind of raised the time count and body count a little bit. So
yeah, the one scene where dude swings through the door, and I read this on the Goofs, and it was true. And you already knew, like, he was like shaking on the door. Instead of saying, "Hey, are y'all in there?" He took the axe and heard him screaming, and he hits the door, and it hits the woman on the other side. But nothing. The door, when they pan back to her, the door was just a regular door, like it didn't have no hole in it. Like, don't even do that. Yeah, but if it's in your budget, if it's not in your budget to do that special effect, don't do it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Don't try to do that. Have her open the door up, and then, like Jimmy said, like she opens the door right when he's swinging, and the blood, it's just blood being splattered, and you just see her with.
But see, I mean, you guys are being creative, and I don't know that in the moment when they were filming this thing, they had any like they were rushing through it. Maybe I'm trying to be
Yeah.
gracious here. Like maybe they were rushing through it and just kind of like go, you know. And
They,
didn't
I mean,
the
they could have
time
filmed
to-
this in a 2-day period.
right.
Like, we don't
Who
know
knows?
because we didn't get to see. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think we can make a better movie?
Probably not. No, I can't. Craig already did.
Did
He
I?
already made a better short film.
What's it? Wolffish?
Fish Wolf.
Fish Wolf.
Fish Wolf.
I always get that backwards.
Yeah, Fish Wolf was way better. So I mean, he's already made a short film.
But man, what?
It's super hard to make like a serious horror movie, you know, and I mean, I assume that's what they were going for with this, not like kitschy or tongue in cheek. Like they were trying to make it scary, and I mean, that's a tall order on a budget, you know, especially if it's supernatural on top of it. Like they were trying to make it. It's not like Halloween with a slasher. That's a little more streamlined. So yeah,
You know-
they swung for the fences and
And
horribly failed.
failed.
But
Yeah.
But did they fail? Because they got production. It showed in the UK, and then somebody bought that motherfucker and brought it to the US.
well, yeah, they succeeded as far as
Financially.
I would assume, but artistically,
Yeah, you're right.
but no, again, they probably weren't super worried about the artistic side of it. They were just trying to make a product, and you know,
I think maybe whoever made this was just excited to have their movie getting
and
distributed, so they probably didn't even get no money.
they
off
probably
of
had
it.
the idea, and it's just like, hey, we can do this movie, and they've been working around movies for a long time. He wanted to direct it and write it with his friend or partner or whatever, you know, and they did. I mean, like I say, this is put it on your bad movie list to go watch with your friends. Like, you know, you get a couple movies, and like the Nun, that one Nun movie, it was a English movie too. But when the Nun came out, it was, oh man, I wish I could remember, The Bad Nun or something.
Oh yeah, the knockoff.
And it was like a dude that was dressed up like a nun. And we watched that.
I think Felissa Rose was in a Bad Nun movie too.
Yeah, she was in a Bad Nun. She was in, yeah.
She was in that movie.
No.
I think she was in the. But anyways,
So,
one last thing about the movie. Did you notice, or did you feel like the witch looked like Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars?
yes.
Over and over, I kept like, and especially when she was using like almost force-like powers to like, I was like, what are they doing? Like, do they not see, or maybe they're going for that, and it's part of like
Maybe
a weird
they're-
meta thing? I don't know.
They're
But
Star Wars fans.
That's what I was saying. Like, she Darth Vader choked.
Hey.
Like, I couldn't remember if she did or she didn't, because she used the one to get his heart out of the middle of his chest. It come out right out in the directly
Did
in
they
the
actually
center.
show it? Did they show that?
Yeah, they showed the
remember.
hole.
I'm about to say, 'cause-
And then, but the heart wasn't even beaten. It was just her holding this.
there was still the sound effect of beating. Did you notice?
Exactly. Exactly. And now
so
she should have like kind of squeezed her hand,
Yeah, she could have. Yeah.
like to make it look like it's beating. But
you
yeah,
know,
It's like that infamous thing of Bradley Cooper in American Sniper when he's holding a baby, and it's clearly a baby doll, like
Yes.
that they bought at like a dollar store or something. But he at least like moved the arm a little bit, whereas like the baby looks like it's kind of.
yeah.
And they added sound effects, so like a first time watch, you may not even notice until someone pointed it out. Like they could have done that with that heart. Yeah, they could have had her
Just
behind. Yeah, just kind
yeah,
of.
just
yeah.
Oh man.
they bought
Totally
they bought a fake heart off Amazon.
Well, it's probably just a foam heart that they put blood on.
I think it was like a liver or something. Like it looked like deli meat almost to me. Like
Could've been.
So is it
I don't-
real?
No, it didn't look real. Oh, absolutely not. But like you said, budget. It's a low budget film, and we've shit on this way too long. I think.
The
But I
shittiest review we've ever had.
It's like you were going back to, though. I mean, that speaks to the movie that it probably would be fun to hang out and watch it.
Yes.
And especially Christmas time, you know, you could hang out with some buddies and kind of rip into it and just have a good time and maybe have a conversation like this afterwards, you know. So you could do worse
100%.
for a bad movie night.
100%. Because I got a friend that we would watch movies. We'd have a movie night, and there would always be bad movies. We'd have one good movie, and then you watch two bad ones. And I'll tell you, Baywatch was a fucking shitty movie.
The new Baywatch
Yes.
with The Rock.
Yes, that was one fucking bad movie.
Huh.
Don't ever watch it, Craig, if you haven't.
But they weren't going for like kitschy. It was like tugging.
No, like The Rock come out and said, we got bad reviews. That's why this movie ain't done well. Because people were shitting on it. The critics shit on it before it even come out when they seen it. Got the previews. And he come out and was like, it's a good movie and something like it. If it wouldn't have got such bad reviews from critics, then it would have sold more tickets. It's like, no, man. No. You did a shitty movie.
He can't accept it.
Yeah, he couldn't accept that. It was just a fucking bad movie with a fucking high budget.
This wasn't funny at all, I'm assuming.
The only reason
it's just bad.
The only reason it was a high budget movie is because The Rock was in it and they had to pay him a shit ton
Like
of
one
money.
of the first parts of it, like dude gets his nuts stuck in the slats of a fucking chair, like a chair, outside chair, and somehow his dick or his balls get stuck in it, and it's just like, yeah, this is that movie. Yeah,
How in the hell?
because like in Baywatch, you'd never see a person's balls.
I'm just thinking, how in the hell did his balls? Anyway, that don't matter.
Yeah, it's just because he had a boner and he rolled over, or
That
like
makes
he was
me think
naked.
of something about Mary.
Dude, man, it's just something. It was just like, yeah, this fucking.
Something about Mary when he has the beans
was
above
funny.
the Frank.
That was funny. I mean, but yeah. So that's our review of Mother Krampus. I keep calling it Mother of Krampus. 12 Deaths of Christmas. So go check it out. It's on Tubi for free.
Yeah, go watch the commercials.
I don't know. Can y'all recommend this movie, then? Bad movie night. That's the only way I recommend this movie.
Yeah, have a Christmas party and put this on in the background.
That actually wouldn't be a bad idea.
You can do a marathon of Mother Krampus 1 and 2.
Maybe if you're having a Christmas party, you put this on when you want people to leave. When you're ready for the house to clear out, that's when you throw this one on.
No, you'd put it on with no volume, and you'd have Christmas music playing in your house, and then it would just be on your big screen, and people would just be walking by. What the fuck is this? No context at all. They would just see a witch, and then they're just, what the? It has to be better. Like, without context. I don't know.
Then,
all right, well, I think we're done. We appreciate y'all listening. Thank you, Craig, for coming on. Thank you for enduring a bad movie. It will probably never come on if we ever review a movie again.
hey, Greg, Johnny's not picking the next movie if we do this year.
I had fun talking about it. I have to admit.
Yes, and I knew we'd have fun talking about a shitty movie, like because it's always fun, just because it's a bad movie. It's a bonding experience. We experienced something really traumatic and bad, and we could bond around it.
We talked through our PTSDs with
it.
Yeah. So thanks for listening. Go check out Half-Ass Horrorcast.
Yes.
Hit them up and go check out their YouTube videos and just everything.
Hell yeah. So hey, real quick before we go, when are y'all going to start doing the Halloween hunt?
We've decided this year we're going to let places fill out a little bit more because so often we were going
too early
to Michael's or whatever, and like they weren't fully stocked, or like the dollar store, and they weren't. They were stuff was still in boxes, so we're going to let it all kind of get out there, not worry about getting there first before other people, and just kind of make our own videos and let it roll out naturally. And so we'll probably have like maybe one a month. There might be one this month, and then, ongoing until October, just kind of slowly roll them out.
Yeah, we met we met a woman at a Full Moon Tattoo and Horror Festival. Her name is What a Doll on Instagram, but she's been already going and kind of doing it. So places do have some Halloween stuff out, and that 12-foot skeleton, apparently it went on sale and instantly sold out.
Yeah, Home Depot like that, right?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the new one?
They had two different
skeleton.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, both of them sold out immediately.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I got a buddy that works at Home Depot, and he's going to look out
for a 12-foot skeleton.
$300.
Oh, fuck that! Fucking keep that skeleton. Where are you going to put a 12-foot skeleton? Like
I'll put it in the
storage.
front yard. It folds. It comes apart. And it's not. You're not going to go to Home Depot and have to get a trailer for the 12.
Well, I'm just saying though, you still have to store a skeleton that ends up being 12 feet.
Yeah, that's not going to be that big though. I saw one at the Beast House. It's not that bad. Anyways, but yeah, hopefully,
300 fucking-
hopefully my buddy can hook me up and get me one of those. I'd love to have one of the pumpkin head ones.
It looked pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Looks. See, there you go. It looks pretty sweet and it looked good in somebody else's yard, but not. fucking-
No, I'm totally happy going to Home Depot and seeing it on display
Yes.
there, and that being the end of it. But my
You
friend
know-
Jeff, he mentioned he might be getting one this year because last year he really regretted not pulling the trigger. So it's possible.
Unless you're a millionaire and have one of them houses with the thing in the middle of the house that has the really high roof, then you can have it in your house.
Yeah, I mean,
High ceiling is what I meant.
yeah. I know.
But anyways,
You could just cut a hole in your garage and then it could come up here and we could just see its head.
just have a whole
Put a fire pole. I don't know.
fucking Ghostbusters. Anyways, yep. All right, so I guess that's all we got, y'all. We out.
Peace.
We've had a doozy of a day.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
Johnny!